Come to wish on a star.
That might not be such a bad idea. This is it, Jill. You know what I have to do. Why I have to do it. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us. Where it will end, for better or worse.
I could pray to Metia for you. But you'll be all right, won't you, Clive? You always are.
I did promise we'd watch the moon together.
I'll be waiting.
It's almost time. Better make sure I haven't forgotten anything. What is it this time, Torgal? Something tells me this is no mere adventure story. Thank you, Uncle.
As for down here... Clive, my boy! Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks. Hadn't intended for you to get involved, but such are the times we live in, huh?
I would have done the same for anyone else.
You're far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nobleman. But tell me, is the realm truly in as dire a state as Rutherford suggests?
From what little I saw, you were right to be worried.
I suppose I should have expected the worst. But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have things a little more under control. Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days, and without it, the people are bound to lose their way. We must move quickly.
But where do we start?
True, the challenges that face us are many. But in my estimation, there are two key areas to be addressed before any... The realm's armies, as you've seen firsthand, certain cities have banded together to try and make... And yet, the only remedy for the chaos that faces... In short, if stormed...
But how would one even begin to...
The armies, my boy. As I told you already, we begin by restoring order among the ranks of those sworn to maintain it. Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggle of privates to dig a latrine together. but I do know someone the High Commanders have been known to listen to on occasion. Field Marshal Eugen Havel.
I thought he was retired.
He was, until an Akashic army tore through Randalar and killed most of the rank and file. There is no man alive more capable. Literally. And as luck would have it, I've already spoken with him on the matter.
Of course you have.
And he's agreed to help. On one condition. That he first speaks with you personally. Havel has always been a man of frustratingly rigid principle, and he has certain qualms about clasping arms with, well, with an outlaw. I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course, but the old goat was adamant that he be allowed to appraise you in person. You don't mind, do you, my boy?
Of course not. As long as chaos reigns, we will never build a better world. I'll do whatever it takes. And if the Field Marshal wishes to speak with me in person, then so be it.
That's the spirit.
I'll leave for Randalar at once. Would you send a Stolas?
Of course. Rutherford is already in the Dalmekian capital. I'll have him tell Havel to expect you forthwith.
Excellent. Thank you, Uncle.
No, thank you, Clive.
Clive, do you have a moment?
Of course. Always.
I wanted to give you something.
Is this?
I stitched it from the cloth you gave Hortense. The piece she said you liked best. I told her I used to enjoy needlework, but I didn't think she'd remember.
It's beautiful, Jill. You didn't have to.
When I was very little, I recall my mother telling me that young ladies of the court would give knights ribbons from their hair before they went off to war. I still wear mine, so I made you this instead. Black is the color of eternity. It cannot be stained. It cannot be sullied. It is unchanging, unwavering, just like your resolve. And mine.
Our resolve. May it never diminish.
And may it ever bring you back to me. I will always, always be here.
Thank you, Jill.
It's not time yet, is it? Somewhere in the back of my... I know. Thank you. And so for now... Be strong, Clive.
Still alive, are ya? And how were you gonna carry all that? I reckon I can find a buyer.
Trouble with your gear, or crack the crystal? Not a very good one, but then... So, will it be? That it? Fine.
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. Ta-ra, then.
Thank you, Karen.
You could do this. Take care.
Oh! Oh, what is it?
It's hardly everything.
And a will. You can count on me. Be seeing ya.
Say what you will. Lady Karen is here.
Pining for something, boy. What is it? What do you see out there? I never did ask where you got that anklet of yours.
From Sid, that's why. On the day he brought him home.
That long ago?
And you're only thinking to ask this now? Sid saw that the pup had a habit of gnawing on his leg, since you ask. Clap that there iron on him to keep him from doing it.
What was wrong, boy?
I'll take like as not. Must have been hard on the poor whelp losing his loving masters at such a young age. Doubly hard in being a frost wolf, torn away from his eye. Tell him, you want that iron gone, you find what it is you're looking for.
Torgal. Sorry for making you wait so long. Let's get that thing off you. Indeed. You miss Sid as much as the rest of us, don't you? You want me to go with you somewhere?
Quick, aren't you? Glad you've been paying attention.
Not nearly as much as you have, Lady Karen.
Aye, good thing and all. It's not like Gav would have kept him in nuts and rubbed his belly these past 10 summers.
Your kindness is appreciated. You've been a good friend to him.
Only because he doesn't talk back like the rest of you. Go on now.
Where to then, Torgal?
What do you think happened to Miss Middledore?
Sid, you have to help us.
With what? You didn't take apart another of Mid's contraptions, did you?
No. Well, yes, but that's not what we want to talk to you about.
It's Miss Middledore. She's been acting strange. Very strange. She's barely ever around.
When she is, she acts like we aren't even there. Her head's in a crowd.
In the clouds.
That's what I said, in the clouds.
Well, she does have a lot on her mind. When did you last see her?
Not long ago. Right after she got back from saving you from Stonear.
Then it's probably just about the Enterprise. It did take quite a battering on the way there and back.
You didn't break it, did you, Sid? You really should be more careful around Miss Middeldore's inventions. Don't listen to her. Even if you did break the Enterprise, you could put it back together, couldn't you?
But who's gonna put Miss Midadol back together? She seems really sad.
Why don't I go and see if I can cheer her up?
You do that? For us? She's in her dungeon.
Don't scare him. It's not a real dungeon.
Thanks for the warning.
That crystal certainly don't bode well. But just think of all the secrets it must hold. Here, if you're planning on going up there, come bring a bit back for me, could you?
Nid, if you have a...
That's it! I knew it! The answer was right here under my arse all along! If this doesn't steer to the skies, nothing will!
To the skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise wings, are you?
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. They're worried about you. Is this really so important that you need to shut yourself away from everyone?
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm, and that's with the sea beneath her. But what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if she weren't bound to anything at all? It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so I'm gonna do something about it. The Fallen had their chance, but they relied too much on magic. And see where that got them? But not me. I've discovered how to do it without. Well, almost. First, I need to make a prototype.
And is that a one-woman job?
Are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise is my baby. But if her godfather's offering to lend a hand, I'd be happy to take it. First, I'll need oil. And not just some old drippings from Miss Molly's spits in the Tub and Crown. Refined stuff, like they make in Ordil. Then I'll need some bone, or shell. Light, strong, preferably no longer attached to the beast it belongs to.
If it's beast bones you're after, I'm sure the curse breakers will know where you might find some.
No, they'll know where you might find some. You're the one who offered to help, remember?
I should speak with one of the curse breakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well.
They make an oil down at the docks in Aldale that's as slippery as the sea nasties they render it from. With that and the bone I told you about, I shall be able to finish the prototype.
Has Midol mentioned a new project yet?
Whatever. Am I right next?
So there's
One moment you think you've freed the realm from her fate. The next, a darker one rears up to replace it. What awaits us when we finally attain release? True freedom? Or something else entirely?
I will not let them be forgotten. Sid, may I have a moment?
Of course.
It is an honor to finally speak with you. My name is Herman. I've been with the Cursebreakers for some time now, and I wish to be deployed to Ash. Any assignment will do.
No. The lands across the Narrow are too dangerous. I will not send good men and women to risk their lives needlessly. Why would you want to go back?
I need to retrieve something. Something important. I was raised in an orphanage. The Badbach Conservatory. Or rather, I was held captive there. It was not a place of nurture. It existed solely to turn bearer children into mindless weapons. We were tortured until we feared no pain. Tormented until our hearts turned to stone. And few ever survived long enough to become tools of the last king.
I can't imagine.
I lost so many. I can't even remember all their names. But they must be remembered. They cannot fade away, faceless and forgotten. The Institute was run with military precision. Every child measured, every name recorded, every death logged with meticulous care. Sid, allow me to travel to Ash and
You were a good friend, but the fact remains that Ash is...
Sid, please.
Too dangerous for you. I'll go to Bad Bach and find...
You will?
I won't let you risk your...
I don't know.
You can start by telling me where I'll...
Vida Grace. Hidden...
All right.
May the Mother... The plains of Vida Grace have haunted my dreams since I escaped.
All this time, my heart has wandered hither and thither in search of the perfect companion. When all along he was here, standing right beside me. All this time, my heart has wandered hither.
All right, Sid. Come to buy us around, have you?
Only if you earn it. Mid needs a piece of light but durable bone for her next project. You've encountered your share of beasts on your travels across the realm. Any ideas?
Most bones are the same. Whack 'em hard enough and they'll... If it's durability you're looking for...
I do. Will any old adamant...
Well, with shells, the older the harder. There's a... But don't expect to make quick work of the bastard.
I'll keep that in mind.
Normally I wouldn't recommend going anywhere near an adamantus, let alone one that... Normally I wouldn't recommend going anywhere near an adamantus, let alone one that's had a few centuries to let its temper simmer. They're mean bastards, and they only get meaner with age. Why do you think the village of Old Bidser was abandoned?
Clive! Here you go. Always something in there.
Vivian, I read your note, and I'd be happy to help you find the book you're looking for.
Thank you, Clive. But tracking it down will not be easy. Are you sure?
Please. You have always granted me your wisdom and insight whenever I asked. It's only right that I return the favor. Or at least attempt to.
You are too kind. Alas, what I ask of you is rather more trying than delivering the odd lecture. I spoke with Harpocrates to see if he had any inkling as to where another copy might be found, but But perhaps it is best that you hear the details from him.
If you say so.
Forgive me, Clive, for asking this of you. But this book, it set me on the path to becoming... What will it be today? Well, Clive...
I am.
Naturally. I shall... Harpocrates knows of whether what he has to say makes you happy to have a... What is it that you wish to learn?
Sid, I was wondering...
It depends what we're...
A bearer, but recently freed from his bond. As you know, the work we do is not easy, which is why we test every
I don't mind, but...
Because our ranks are filled with men and women scouting. We're few with the nose for that, and since he accompanies you on so many of your missions, I thought you might...
Sounds reasonable.
So you're happy to oversee the boys?
One can never have too much...
Truer words. I'll let the initiate know that you'll be attending, and there he is to proceed directly to...
No time like the...
No time like the present.
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer.
Sid.
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's no escaping her. And something else. Records from a Waluda...
How did she come back?
Finding bearers always was her, and it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. And even better for her. Bearers with no one to look up.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated, but...
Sid, I'd like to believe that, and while I'm well aware that you've forbidden curse, I can't let those bearers die in their cell.
We'll be needing the Enterprise if we're going to navigate.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, and we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable...
Thank you, Sid. Chadwick. Another of my former master's protege. Thought of him held cap...
He must be very important.
He was.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow of... We should head there as quickly as we can.
As do I, Doc.
How long has it been since the jailers of Balmung abandoned their charges? Without food or water, they won't last long.
The hour fast approaches. My decision is made. You said it yourself. He must be.
He must.
I await your word.
Ah, Clive. This is it then, brother. Indeed.
You're wrong.
Of course.
Joshua, what's wrong?
I've received word from Cyril. The Undying.
His will.
In the crypt, beneath. After Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took... And in the process of doing so...
I'm surprised anything so...
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience.
Of course. I want to know what's in that letter.
Very well. Back to Tabor, then. Not to be reunited with your tales.
All right, Torgal. Where are you taking me? I'm going to need a little bit more... Do you have a better hint? Unless... You've already given me one. Why don't we try the rook? I have... To port is older than... Fingers crossed the old mooring is still...
Clive, my boy. What a pleasure it is to see you.
Hippocrates. There's something I need to ask you. I've been charged with locating a book called From a Distance.
Then you seek a rare gem indeed. One whose name I had not thought to hear from your lips. You've been talking to Vivian.
Right as always. But she didn't seem keen to tell me very much. I take it she didn't like what you had to say.
And yet I gather it did naught to dissuade her. Clive, if the young... I fear she asks the impossible.
The Executors?
Coveters, a clandestine organization committed to the collection, one such text being the tome Vivian seeks. A tale which could overturn the established order, or so rumor has it.
How is it that I haven't heard of this?
Why? Secret they lurk in the shadows, emerging only to...
Which would explain why Vivian's copy was snatched
by the hand of the...
But what drives them?
Fine question. Sadly, all that is known of the Executive, you may just as soon ask me of their origins.
Then my hunt was doomed. What was Vivian expecting?
Not from thin air. Rumors of the Executors, but rather less so. I had a friend. Alas, I have heard naught from him, but though he did not mention it by name, it is possible, if you were, by some chance, able to save even a single...
Very well. I'll be sure to pay
I was wondering when next you'd visit. Having never visited, I may... Ah, indeed. Then go. What subject shall we consider today?
Surrounded. You deserve a rest. The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in? This is a Royal Army logbook. Did he take this from the local barracks? His interests were certainly varied. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Leaving so soon, stranger? We've been watching you. From a distance, so to speak.
Subtle. I know who you are.
Then we need not waste time on introductions. Hand me the book. Leave it in our care and return to your life.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it or bury it?
That is not my decision to make. But by one means or another, its contents shall be removed from the common record.
Then I'll have to politely refuse. I won't let you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse. Very well. The book can just as easily be pried from your dead hand.
Let's see, shall we?
All yours, Torvald! Kill!
Impressive. But we have other means. We shall claim the book yet.
Why do you want it so badly anyway?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind. It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few by a giftless many. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, but your wits are dull. So let me answer for you. There is no correct interpretation of history. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no single, immutable explanation as to why they came to pass. It is a question of numbers and of belief. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason, that belief...
So you're trying to control them?
We are trying to protect from knowledge that would bring... That is all. You may keep the book. The world is small until then.
Wait. Damn it. Let's get this back to Vivian. Perhaps she can explain what that was all about. I can walk from here. This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry is still here. It's locked. I should look around some more before I start breaking down doors. Disposed of. Conditioning. This is nothing short of torture. Herman wasn't exaggerating. It's a wonder he survived this place. I need to find that registry. This reads like a suicide note. Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out. Forked white tree. This must be the place. Could he really be buried here? There's something hidden among the roots. Let's see. This must be the registry. So many names. This place was a slaughterhouse. And where is the architect of all this misery? It was only a matter of time, I suppose. This place is cursed.
Now, Torgal! I'm hurt, Torgal. I'm hurt, Torgal. Help me, boy. I'm hurt, Torgal. Help me, boy. Help me, boy. I'm hurt, Torgal. To me, boy. I'm hurt, Torgal. I'm hurt, Torgal. Help me, boy. You're finished!
I'm done here. Let's get the registry back to Herman. Vivian. I found it.
You... Even though I asked this of you, I fear the executors had...
I met with one of these, and I convinced him to let me... He told me something. That the truth is just a matter, and that if enough people believe a lie...
It does, but it also means that the truth is not immutable, provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people, as the sad history of...
You said that the book inspired you to...
It did. She was a heretic, you see. A gallows stood ready for her in every... And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of... She taught me that my solitude, and that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one...
Do you still feel that way?
Honestly? I'm not entirely sure anymore. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a... But the more I study, the more I find So if you'll permit me, remember, Clive, give the men and women of this benighted world...
I'll try, Vivian.
I wasn't expecting you back so soon. Your benefactors are a generous lot. All yours. Come again. I may have more. For ya.
Ready, go? Yeah!
No need to ride from here. This madness lives on. Rest in peace.
Yeah!
Doris is waiting for me near Balmung Dock. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry. No holding back. There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. Most likely guards left behind when the wardens ran. If Chadwick was being held here, I worry that he may already be.
Don't give up hope just yet. But let's move quickly. Let me check the ground floor. The ether stick is there.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck, Sid. Stay safe.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer? I hope not. We're risking a lot just being here. Better keep my eyes open for signs of life. So this place was no... And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they... Locked up tight. They were feeding bearers to it. Minimal loss of Waluda lives. Even the Imperials take better... Nothing but a Kashyyyk down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on. No lock downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just a prison. Something far more sinister was happening here.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents and... It can't be true, can it? Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this is so much worse. Pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death. And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children even. And those who wouldn't or couldn't were disposed of. Whatever that means.
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late. And I was a fool to bring you here.
Don't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. There's a corridor I haven't searched yet. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right. I'll be there in a moment. If we don't find any survivors, we've risked our lives for nothing. Take care. That creature.
Let's see what we can find down here. Survivor. She sounds close.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards. They're still here. But something's wrong with them. Everyone else was eaten by the monster.
Of course there were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger. Are you ready?
Ready when you are. You poor thing. You must have been terrified.
Did Chadwick send you?
What?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you. He promised to free the others too. Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he? He wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
Was that?
Monster's back! Chadwick, help!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the girl safe.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground. I'll look after the girl. You teach that thing a lesson. You're safe now. We won't let it hurt you.
It's out there waiting for me. I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
can win!
Finally.
Sid, are you hurt?
I'm fine. I think.
No.
What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways. He was here. Do you think that creature?
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last. The girl is safe thanks to him.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his sacrifice to have been in vain.
No. Of course not. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days.
She is. I thank the flames we found her.
I know. I'm sorry we weren't able...
There's no need to apologize. How he fought to the bit. That's the man I remember.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past.
Of course. You already met my former master. She was supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. For years, we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake, so we escaped. But after so many years of training, the pull to serve was all...
But even in captivity, and he died, not as some...
Haida Marie is proof of that. And the curse breakers, I'll fight until my dying breath.
Thank you, Doris.
I hear that you traveled to Ash. Sid, did you by any chance recover the names of my fallen friends?
I did. Yes.
If I may? The Bearer Registry. The director was a brutal man. He got no worse than he deserved.
The registry was all I found beneath the tree. There was no sign of a body. Or any record of what happened to the children after the orphanage closed.
I pray that at least some of them survived. All their names are here. The ones we lost. My friends. My light in those dark times. I can still remember their faces. Children who were taken from their bunks and no explanation.
They'd be happy to know that you survived.
But why did I make it out alive?
It's not your fault. See that their names live on.
I'm going to write a book. All of Valisthea, and in the name of those I lost.
Neither will I.
These records would have been buried for... The realm will hear. Of Badbach. I pray that the tale...
All this time.
Clive. Go on, then. It'd better all be here. You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here. Aye, it's a dangerous world out. What are you still here for? Go on, then. Do us proud.
What do you want? Anything else?
First the skies, then the crystal.
It's usually me making demands of Hippocrates. I wonder what this is about. Lawsman Hippocrates.
Ah, yes.
You spoke of making amends with Dion.
Then I should begin by telling you that this was some years ago, of course. At that time, I was counted among the former to supervise the young, all to ensure that the future emperor had a firm grounding. Alas, our time together was cut short. I had not expected to meet with him again, least of all here.
Have you spoken with him?
No, I have yet to find the right moment. His Highness always seems so preoccupied, especially when alone, not when I know he dwells upon the evil Ultima had him.
The guilt weighs heavily on him, but as you say, that was
When I first met him, it was not guilt, and I did nothing to ease that burden. It is one of my greatest regrets, and what he truly needed, the blame for Dion's transgressions.
I see. I'm ready to help you in any way.
Then I beg that you bring... Apothecaries across the ages agree that even to fabulists and fraudsters all, of course.
Well, it can't hurt to try. Where can I find this flower?
You have seen cultivated wyvern tails before, I trust. Well, those which grow in the wild, there is a waterfall in Rickmal's. Whether they still survive there...
It's all right.
Thank you, Clive. I was wondering when next you'd visit. Despite scouring the shelves, I have found it is in Waloed, by a waterfall. I have a few new notes that might interest you. What subject shall we consider today? You are always welcome, Clive.
Everyone lives as guard dogs. Specimen it is too. No match for you, eh, Torgal? What a fine hound. Time to fight. Torgal, kill! All yours, Torgal. Right. Now, Torgal! Now, Torgal! Torgal, kill! All yours, Torgal! Torgal, kill! Now, Torgal! Now, Torgal! All yours, Torgal! Now, Torgal! Torgal, kill! Better already. Run like the wind. Seems this place has been flooded twice over. Purple flowers blooming next to a waterfall. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Now, Torgal! Too slow. Let darkness fall! Saved again.
Unhurt Torgal. To me, boy. To me, boy. Unhurt Torgal. To me, boy. Unhurt Torgal. Unhurt Torgal. Help me, boy. Help me, boy. Unhurt Torgal. To me, boy. To me, boy. Sunshine.
Here they are. Might as well. Big enough for a bunch, I suppose.
Clive. Coin purse weighing you down? You're rubbing me blind, you know. It'd better all be here. You'll not find a better price than that.
So what do I owe the honour? So, what'll it be? Anything else?
Oarsman, I found the flowers you were looking.
You did?
I think. You wanted to make Dion a gift of one, did you not?
Oh.
It's no trouble. Your Highness, would you do me the honor of accompanying me?
No. It is time, then.
No. Our lawsman has something he'd like to get.
Master Harp, no. I did not after everything I have done. I have taken countless innocent lives, all because I was weak. I have sworn to atone for my crime, but were I to meet with him again...
Then that is all the more reason to test your resolve.
I must, at the very least. Very well, then.
Follow me.
Even now, I hesitate to approach him. What must he think of me?
You'd be surprised.
Master Harpocrates, pray, accept my apologies for leaving your tutelage before my studies were complete. Your lessons opened my mind to a world quite unlike the one I had imagined from within the gilded confines of the palace. And I shall be forever grateful for the efforts you made to enlighten me.
Lift up your head, Your Highness. The deeds of youth require no apology. That you took the time to visit me says much about the man you have become. Now, there is something I would like to show you.
Is that a wyvern tail? The color is unfamiliar to me.
Because it is unique to those found in the wild. Something in the harsh environments in which they grow lends them this striking hue. Their roots are indistinguishable from those of their hothouse cousins, but once they bloom, the difference is immediately apparent. In this flower, I see you, Your Highness. Its roots were the roots of a wyvern tail, with all that implies. But they do not define it, just as yours do not define you. I want you to have it, that it might remind you of this truth.
Master Harpocrates, I would ask of you a service. Keep your gift until I have fulfilled my duty to the realm, for only then shall I be deserving of it.
As you wish, Your Highness. I shall await your return.
Our roots do not define us. No wonder my stepmother didn't like him. For reuniting me with memories I had thought long lost. I shall not forget this.
Thank you, Clive. Were it not for you, I fear I might not to mention the wyvern tales.
I hope the soul in the hideaway is to their liking.
Why? These flowers bloomed in...
What's this?
A stolas quill. Or more precisely, my stolas quill. 'Tis said that an owl's feathers are steeped in the wishes it hears over its long lifetime. All those words just waiting to pour out onto the page. So consider this my wish for you. That one day you may put down your sword and pick up that pen.
Well, when that day comes, I'll certainly have a lot to write about. Thank you, Harpocrates. It shall have pride of place in my chamber.
Good morrow to you, my friend. I have a few new notes that might interest you. What subject shall we consider today? Did you learn everything you needed? Knowledge hoarded is not. The door to the shelves shall ever be open. I was wondering when next you'd visit. I well recall. He truly believed. It will take forgiveness from himself. Go safely.
It's still here. After all these years. A lot smaller than I remember. And you're a lot bigger. You might have to swim, boy. I wasn't being serious.
You two go on without me. I doubt that boat will hold a third.
If you're sure, we won't be long. Hop in, boy. This place hasn't used it all. The rookery's right through those trees. Come on. Race you there? I bet I could still beat you. Here we are. This was our hideaway. Wasn't it, Torgal? Coming here helped me to forget who I was. Or wasn't. Prince, shield. Son his mother could love. Had I been any one of those things? Perhaps. What is it, boy? This is all from the castle. And Phoenix Gate. Did you bring these here? My sparring sword. Well, well. You never stopped looking for me, did you, boy? Thank you, Torgal, for never giving up, for never forgetting. Let's take this with us, shall we? So I don't forget either. That's not the way back to the boat, Torgal. All right, all right. I'm coming. I think I know where we're going. People always talk about the importance of putting the past behind you. But without it, we wouldn't be who we are today. And we certainly couldn't steer our way to a better tomorrow. Come on, Torgal. Let's go home. Sorry for the wait. We're ready. After it. When did you get so big? It's well. After what happened here, it's a miracle there was any left at all. This should be enough.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
Here to help me pack? Thanks, but I'll be traveling light. I'm almost finished already, in fact.
You're really going to go through with this, then?
I am. But before I go, there is one small issue I'd like your assistance with. Well, two, in fact.
If it's within my power to help you, I will.
It's the children. I refuse to let them share in my disgrace. And if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized forever. But I can't take them with me either. I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe.
Of course. The children would be more than welcome.
Thank you, Clive. I will not forget this.
Lubor, are you still here?
What is it, Ferda? You look pale.
There's been a flood in the Velcroy, a damn big one. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely submerged in ether.
What?
Every last one of the bastards has turned, and they're headed this way.
Bandits are one thing, but Akashic bandits are quite another. The town guard won't stand a chance against them. We need to evacuate. There's no time to lose. Ferda, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. We must make ready to cover the townspeople's escape. Well, what are you waiting for?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of plan. The children stay with me for now. I need you to find Conrad and Natalie. Tell them to prepare for a full and...
Understood.
I'll do what I can to convince everyone.
What's an
You
Akashi?
have to listen to me. They're coming.
Why do they always have to make such a fuss outside?
Ah, it's you.
What do you want, Lord Underhill?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood out in the Velcroy. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. They're Akashic now, and they could be here at any moment. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation right away.
Oh, do we? And who was it who gave you this disturbing news, might I ask?
Lubor, perhaps? The man spreading the same poison out in the square as we speak. You may believe his lies, my lord, but we know better.
But why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt at revenge, perhaps. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been elected our leader. A great honor for one of his kind. One he might well feel aggrieved at having been...
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it is... Lubor cannot be trusted.
You may not trust me. If there is any chance that this is...
There isn't. Now be off with you.
You're making a mistake.
Come, Clive. If our words will not move them, then we must find another way to help save the town.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Verda.
I think we'd better shut up.
What's Lubor raving about now?
Lord Verda.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akashic, but they wouldn't listen. They've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be trusted.
The bloody fools.
Which means the town guard can't be counted on for support. But I can. If there's anything I can do to help you defend Dalamil, you only have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Sid! Verda! I've been looking for you everywhere.
Victor? I thought you'd left.
I couldn't abandon a friend in need. And Lubor is in need at this very moment. Come quickly.
You have to believe me. The Akashic are coming. They don't eat. They don't sleep. They don't tire. And they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There won't be no parley, no mercy granted. We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves. It's you who should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far away!
Run!
Just go on!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes!
Go on, then.
Go on!
Just go.
Lubor.
Wait.
Someone's coming.
No.
Come on!
Stop! You're hurting him! What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town.
Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad?
And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that?
Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty?
Who spends all day every day making sure things run smoothly round here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever.
But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling?
He keeps this whole place going. And you act like he doesn't even exist.
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine. Gather round if you don't want to die.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cherit. The place had been abandoned until the League of Outlaws decided to... Now they're all turned, and if the...
They are mindless monsters, driven only by... With the bandits, we at least knew how and when these creatures come. Dalamil, the town guard will muster at the north gate. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, and as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position and see that Conrad, can I count on the support?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the mess and the command of our men in yours, Ferda.
Consider it as you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk and tell the merchant not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. Preserving life is our one and only concern. As long as we survive, our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be...
Very well.
Where do I fit into this?
Where else but the most... I would like you to travel to the home of our erst main host is most likely still there.
A little gardening.
I doubt it.
Luckily, so...
So you... All right then, we all... Now it's simply...
Looks like everyone's ready. I'd better not keep them waiting.